Hey guys, this is kind of just a little bit of a peek of kind of where I'm at. I'm going to be covering EvoAI. Had some questions about it. They're kind of going through a beta testing phase, and I've been communicating with some of the admins behind that because I've extended some opportunities to get into the beta testing. So they're going to be launching that here. I think Saturday is when they were saying they were doing that. So this was the first round. So this is similar to kind of what we've seen in some of the other platforms. I'm going to be covering this a little bit once the testing goes live. There's this toggle switch which people need to be aware of, and kind of the way this works and whatnot. So very cool though. So this is going to be automated. Like ETH withdrawals to from a smart contract. It's I don't think it's set up like arbitraging in the sense where it's coming out to like your MetaMask wallet, but it's basically it's a pretty simple button basically to push here. So got a chance to play around with it. I thought it was a cool platform, and I think with some of these platforms that we've been seeing, we're going to see some more transparency behind the trading activity. I think that's going to be like a big trend for 2019, as we may see a little bit more transparency behind that. NovaChain is getting ready to do a big announcement here pretty soon. If we go to their main website, you can see here there's one day they're going to be doing an announcement. So EvoAI is getting ready to get into their beta testing. NovaChain has got some new things that they're bringing on to their platform. Arbitraging is getting ready to launch their new exchange. For those of you guys that haven't seen this, you know, we've got a message from David Peterson, and this is going to be the new block exchange. So that's similar to kind of what we'd seen. You're going to be able to put in orders at different prices. Like one of the things with NovaChain is that this was set up. This is my my NovaChain account here. So the exchange, like if we go into the exchange, they have this bonus structure when you're putting in different orders that kind of auto-populates pricing, and it's going to give you different prices like when we're doing this. So let's do like, I don't know if it's going to let me do this. Probably not. Oh, okay. So it'll give you like a little bonus right here, and it kind of shows you how that's set up. So that's I'm kind of bringing up some of those platforms because I think a lot of these are starting to compete with each other, which I think is pretty good. And EvoAI has kind of been the new one that's coming on board, and they're also offering another layer of transparency with what they're doing. So I think that's great. There's you know, they're still in ICO form. I'm not really sure. Like if you look at the ICO phase, you can see like it looks like they have kind of a target price point of like $1 when this is coming out, and there's been a little bit of like confusion, I guess, behind some of the testing and some of the limits. They kind of wanted to get people that were more dedicated to the platform, and not everyone is good at like following some of the guidelines and recommendations that they had. Like if we get into their Telegram group, this is the official group, so I've left the link in the description below. So they are kind of giving some guidelines as far as what they're doing, why they're doing what they're doing. They've got a Twitter channel. I haven't really checked out their Twitter. So more information. They're getting this translated into Korean. Seems to be a market that they're going after, which is interesting. So that is a little bit of a rundown of EvoAI. There's something else I kind of wanted to go over. If you guys have questions about EvoAI, feel free to get in my Telegram group, and I can answer some questions a little bit easier in there. Some people that are in there may be able to offer some guidance. So there's you know, there's a little bit of a community there that's trying to help. So another thing I was kind of looking at was if we look at Alexa, I was looking for some different web pages that offer like analytical data with Alexa. And so one of the things I was looking at was, these are some of the top websites that we've seen here. And from what I've heard, that some of this data is not all that accurate. Like, let me go back here. This is probably not, this was kind of the main one. Let me go back. Yeah, so this is the main one. They have Poloniex here at number 5, which I kind of question based on, you know, their place in the market. But you can kind of dive a little bit deeper into some of these, and they show you some of the guidelines. So this is like a Bitcoin magazine, which you're seeing a little bit. You're seeing a lot of adoption in India. I was just looking at some of the media outlets, but one common theme that I saw was India and Iran. And I wanted to kind of cover that a little bit because as we go through these, this is Cointelegraph. You know, India is just a huge market in crypto, and we're going to see that really come into fruition here. Bitcoin.com. Iran is at 9.6%, 9%. So it's a huge demographic here, even bigger than Japan. So the U.S. is still pretty dominant. This is Bitcoin.org, again, you know, India, Iran. This is CoinMarketCap, so the number one source, you know, India is still, again, like one of these. This is BitcoinTalk.org. Russia has a big influence here in some of the forums, but again, Iran and India are really big here. And then that kind of, you know, maybe take maybe a little bit of a deeper look. A lot of the developers behind some of these earnings platforms have had Indian roots or even Pakistani roots. They just tend to be an area that has some really good developers in this space. But I think what's interesting is the connection with Iran, because that was one I wasn't. I didn't know as much about, so I was looking up some articles and I left them in the description below. This was not too long ago, just December 31st, 2018. Iran labels Telegram's coin a threat to national security. People were using the coin to kind of maybe get around some of the things that they're doing. This was another bill here. I put this also in the description. There's a bill in the US to curb Iranian national crypto, filed in U.S. Congress. So U.S. to ban transactions with Iranian digital coins. So this is some guy in Wisconsin that is looking into this a little bit. But I thought it was kind of interesting for the development of Iranian crypto and how the U.S. is really reacting towards that, especially considering all of the tensions that have been in the Middle East concerning basically the petrodollar or the U.S. dollar, and how that's not gaining as much adoption, or it's getting phased out by, you know, China, Russia, and India. Some larger, like huge countries with large populations are starting to get away from that. And so I thought that was kind of interesting, and I want to be following this a little bit more. I've got an interest to travel to that part of the world, and I've kind of talked about that a little bit. So yeah, let me check on the chat a little bit. Good morning from Denmark. Yeah, I'm getting on later, so it's gonna be a little bit of a different crowd. All scam this dude promotes. I mean, that's, I think, one of the things that we're going to see is, like, people want to have another layer of transparency with these projects. So, and that's I think what we're going to start seeing is we're going to start seeing now with you know, perhaps some more analytical data tools that can kind of show some of that. Like, that was the one thing that we were seeing with like NovaChain, and one of the reasons why I liked NovaChain. If we look at you know, like they're listing their trades, like these are real trades, and they're going to be giving some more proof of that. It's just the timestamps off, you know, and they're doing that to kind of protect what they're doing. You know, David has shown proof of like ABOT with some of the accounts and everything, and offering some transparency behind that. Like, you know, like this is a technology that has been in the space for a long time. Like I've seen, like ever since I got in crypto in 2013, there was bots like on all of the exchanges that you were always competing with. Like you were not able to get in and place orders at certain price points because some of that activity. Now you're seeing more of like in-house with these platforms are kind of trying to offer different ways to control, you know, some of the volatility with these. Like if you have, because there's not as much adoption, it's still very, very new. Like even with, you know, NovaChain still at, you know, only 1,500 members. Arbitraging, I believe in like the 50,000s or so. I think they have some information. I know that like their Telegram's about 10,000. So yeah, trusted users. That's what they call these here, trusted users. So it's still a very small space, and even EvoAI is, I would have to imagine, it would have an even smaller community. So they're a little bit fragile when these things are starting to get going, but you know, they're going to be offering more and more levels of transparency to show that what they're doing is legit. So, and I'm seeing the same thing with Dropple too. It's just, man, Dropple's got crushed. See, this has just really gotten a lot of people coming out of Dropple, and that's one of the things I've kind of been talking about a little bit. Is I think that one of the reasons why Dropple's really been getting hit hard is because of the free market, and just a lot of people just not having patience with that project and just dumping. But you know, the whole market as a whole today has really tanked. Ethereum especially at 128. Yeah, Dropple was doing really well. I mean, it was in the top 100, you know, for quite some time. Where is it now? Let's look it up. 155. But that price point is that's about half or a third of kind of where it's been. So I'm expecting this price to recover a little bit. Boy, not a whole lot of activity here. But yeah, a lot of people kind of dumping right here in, I would say the fourth quarter of last year. It's kind of a rundown on some of these platforms, and there's a lot more that people are sharing with me that I need to kind of look into that look really interesting and promising. I just, you know, for me to kind of get invested in them and do some of the due diligence to see if it's a platform that I think is worth investing in, it's going to take some time. So there's a lot that are on my radar that I'm looking at. It's you know, this is a space that's growing, and you know, the market really tanked. It may have a little bit further to go. The overall market cap has gone down by like 15 billion, but we may see it come down a little bit more. But I don't see it coming past the 100 billion market cap price point that we saw, kind of the low in December of 2018. So, and I think that this could offer a level of adoption for people to want to get in and make money in these platforms that we may see the cryptocurrency space as a whole improve as a result of a lot of these earning style platforms in the market. You know, that's essentially what BitConnect claimed they were doing, and they were kind of first to the market in 2017. And again, like a lot of these platforms can have issues and problems and may fail for whatever reason. So that's why I like the idea of being diversified in these platforms, and ultimately, like, I'm trying to get 4 or 5 good ones that I've got a lot of confidence in that are functioning and working, and then you can start to look at some other areas of crypto. I just you know, I've been focusing on this space, this little niche right now, but there's a lot of cool stuff going on that don't even have the, I wish I had more time to kind of get involved with. But that's about all I have for today. I don't want to keep the stream too long. Try to maybe get on at a better time. All right, guys. I appreciate you staying online. Catch you guys on the next one.